How do you profile someone that, like in your case, the Kimball guy, the serial killer, the Adam Lanzas, the shooter, the school shooters? How do you do all this stuff so you can do the kind of work you're doing now to start to be on the offense and get some prevention going on with this kind of stuff?
So, Corey, first of all, you have to assure me serial killers aren't listening to this, so they would know all our secrets, right?
I hope not.
It actually doesn't matter if they are or not, because again, this goes back to what I learned with working with them closely while I'm in front of one for so many years. And I worked with Scott Kimball from 2006 to when I retired in 2021, 15 years with a serial killer. Yeah, because he would come back and say, now I want to confess to, I might be good for this homicide. Hey, Grusing, come talk to me. And the best way there's two visual pictures for you. One is Lucy with the football, just have Charlie Brown run at it, and you know what's going to happen. She's going to pull it away, but you got to go take a run at the ball, right?
Yeah.
And the other's a cat with a ball of yarn. The yarn's going to be there, and the cat's just going to bat it around. Kimball, though, knew that I was hooked because I communicate with the dads of these daughters that are still missing, so I'm bound to go talk to him anytime he calls.
Right.
And because of that, I would lean heavily on a couple of guys at the profiling unit while I would go talk with him. I even brought them to talk to him in 2011. That was fascinating. It was 14 hours in one day. All we took were restroom breaks. Nobody ate or drank because Kimball was just so excited to be in front of profilers. Wow. And all he talked about were his fantasies. It was very disturbing. But then we even went through to about 6 hours the next day. He just wore us out. But I tell you all that, I like to give stories instead of just explaining how they are. Profilers are normally agents. We do people from other agencies as well now, like ATF or DEA or Washington Metro cops who were homicide detectives forever. And our one unit that I worked with a lot, it's called BAU, and that's crimes against adults. So they specialize, it's a unit close to Quantico, and all they do is hear about these super weird homicides daily. And they're from all over the nation. So, picture the best think tank that you can get. And they don't go out in jets and fly around because they don't have time to, because they're juggling all these different things. And they're trying to just like eyedropper bits of advice for us. We'll present, so I have gone out there we've actually presented a case or two of different homicides, the one-timers that are super weird, flown with Denver Police Department out there. And we presented this super weird homicide and they all let us talk to them. But what they are, and they modeled this for me, they're very good listeners. They roundtable stuff, but they digest everything. I mean, if we send them a 2,000-page report, they read every bit. And so they know the case better than the case agent or the detective or whatever else. I wish I could say there's magic. I was hoping for magic working with the profilers, but it's hard work. And it's not putting your ego out there. So once they've digested it all, they bounce it off each other, and then they'll give us what's called a consult. And in the consult, they'll say, hey, we saw that, Kimball put this in the case file, and, this is with Leanne, and I don't know that her ex-boyfriend's been interviewed. We see him in there, but what's the status of ex-boyfriend? It's like, yeah, I didn't know how to approach him. And so then they'll say, well, we see this and this, so you might think about approaching him like that. So they're not doing the interviews, they're equipping us, whether it's agents, detectives, sergeants, lieutenants, whoever's in front of the person. This is what you might think of. And it's just tools. I mean, we use them a lot of the time because, they like I said, they've done almost more homework than we have.
Right.
But it's a very excellent way to check the way you're approaching a case and then get outside thinking.